The most of the teachers I came across were the people whom people never thought that they were teaching. They were the teachers. They never appeared to be as the teachers. So, what form of teaching that is? Since I mean it is a particular question, so I'm recalling my memories, and in my memory line, it appears that I recalled actually one of the incidents which happened to me. Many of the incidents. One of those incidents is that I went to a far-reached area and there was a shrine over there. So I went to pay my respect there. And I saw a person who was sitting probably at the same distance as we are sitting. And he's looking in a particular direction. And then he's moving his hands and doing some sort of crazy things probably. Uh, One can assume that he is insane because he is talking to himself and then his body movements are involuntarily. So my first impression about him was that okay, he is either some fool or he went out of his mind and he's just crazy person. After some time, I was busy in praying. After some time, Keith, I I thought, I felt, not actually thought, that probably there is some extraordinary thing which is going on in that setting. And that feeling was so intense that my brother, I was unable to move. Only thing which I was able to move was my eyeballs. And I looked at here and there. And what I noticed is that that guy who appears to be as a fool, who appears to be as one who is talking to himself and making the involuntarily movements, what was happening that there was a plant in front of him, right? And when he was moving his hand like this, the plant will go like this. And when he moves his hand back, the plant will go like this. And there were some chickens, right? So just in front of my eyes, right? He did like this. He moved his fingers, and the chicken cries. Then he did this with his fingers, and now that chicken is walking towards that plant. And when it reaches nearer to that plant, that person who appears to be a fool, he does like this, and the plant hits the chicken. And now the chicken is quack, quack, quack. He started making the sound, and that person started laughing. This was so wonderful and amazing for me. And I was unable to move because this was something very extraordinary going on. And then he returns back to me and he sits closer to me. And when he sits closer to me, he started looking to the ground. And there I saw the ant house, right? The ants, they make their houses, right? And they put that soil out, it becomes like this. And then I saw a queue of the small ants carrying the wheat and going into that house of them, right? It was a long queue. The next thing which he did is that he moved that sand, and there were a bunch of wheat which they were storing, the ants were storing. He pointed there and said, "This is the work of the ants." And he kissed my forehead and went away. Now let me get back. Before that, it is when I started working somewhere. I started working for some organization as a consultant, and I was waiting for my salary check, right? In order that I would buy a new car, right? I will save this money for this salary check and I'll wait for another month, right? I'll collect it and then I'll buy. So I was in this process of gathering the money. This was going back in my consciousness. And now here comes a person who, from every sense of the word, does not appear to be a teacher, but he is pointing to the ants and telling me that this accumulation of the material, right, is the work of the ant. I am the man. I am the human being. Look, the whole universe is for me, even the plants, right? I move my hands. They are there to serve me. Even the animals, right? So come out of this animalistic consciousness. This whole universe is for you, right? So do not get into this greed of gathering, collecting, right? And what happened that after this, my my banker friends, whenever I'll look at some of my friends who were working for the banks, they appear to me as a big ants. And I never wanted to be an ant. I want to be a human being. See,